The earliest account of alien abduction was documented in 1957 in Mexico. Although it does not refer to gray aliens specifically, Antonio Villas Boas recounted a story of his abduction and subsequent sexual intercourse with a humanoid alien. The alien that allegedly abducted Boas was a humanoid in a gray jumpsuit with small blue eyes. The description of the gray alien that we are familiar with today is of a very thin and light creature with a large hairless head and remarkably large oval eyes. The nose is almost non-existent and the mouth is a slit that does not appear to have any function. Apparently, gray aliens communicate telepathically with each other. Their arms are long, reaching below the knees, and with 4 delicate fingers of uneven length. Their height is reported to be between 3 and 6 feet. The closest resemblance to this gray alien prototype is found in the account of Betty Hill. This was in 1961, and Betty and her husband, Barney Hill, were on their way to New Hampshire. They arrived home with a few hours missing from their memories. Subsequently, they began to suffer from insomnia and nightmares during whatever sleep they could manage, and had to seek medical help. The story of their abduction emerges from sessions of hypnotic regression that Betty Hill went through. Even though her story is classed with other accounts of alien abduction, Betty insisted that it had been more of a meeting. The aliens that she described were dressed in something resembling military suits. They looked similar to human beings with only slightly larger eyes and bald heads. When shown the typical image of the gray alien as we know them in popular culture, Betty said that that was not what the aliens she had seen looked like. Travis Walton of Arizona, who was allegedly abducted in 1975, describes his captors as having very large, completely bald heads, not at all in proportion to their thin body, and with very prominent, somewhat feline eyes. Their fingers were delicate in the feel of their body. Travis apparently pushed one of them away, was soft, light, and spongy. He also notes that their mouths did not move and yet they seemed to communicate with each other. The description of the gray alien that we are familiar with may not conform exactly to what alleged witnesses talk about, but certain things are common in all stories. The aliens could control their victims' minds, and most witnesses remember feeling extremely vulnerable and unable to move on their own when under their influence.